Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing well. So, let us start with our today's class. And I hope that before starting our class, you must have opened your books. New Voices, chapter number 7, Educating Mother. This is our second video of the chapter Educating Mother of New Voices. In the last video, we have completed till the page number 70, and the last line we read was, Red Riding Hood took a basket full of cakes and went off to visit her grandmother, who lived all alone in the forest. So this was our last line which we read. Now we will continue after this. So please open page number 71 and let us start with that. Humans should not encroach on forest land, said the environmentally conscious Janki. So here Janki, who is niece of the writer, said that we should not cut trees and live in forest. So she was all against cutting trees, and she was she's a lover of environment, and she has a suggestion that we should not cut the trees and start living in the forest area. So by ignoring all such comment by the children, the author started to narrate the story once again. So she started to narrate the story of Red Riding Hood to the children. She says, on the way, Red Riding Hood met a wolf and told it where she was going. The wolf took a shortcut to her grandmother's house and frightened off the old lady. The wolf then dressed in grandma's clothes. Presently, Red Riding Hood arrived. She looked at the wolf and said, Grandma, why are your ears so big? Ambu snorted. If one of us had mistaken a wolf for Grandma, we had been eaten by Grandma, even if the wolf has spared us. So here the mother tells the children that the Red Riding Hood visit her grandmother. On the way she met a wolf, and when the wolf asked where you are going, Red Riding Hood tell the truth that I am visiting my grandmother in the forest. Because the wolf want to eat Red Riding Hood, what the wolf did, he ran from the shortcut to the grandma house. And when he reached there, what he do? He frightened the grandmother, the old lady, and he dressed up as a grandmother. And when Red Riding Hood reached there, she saw wolf as her grandmother, and she says, Grandma, why your ears are so big? Here a comment was made by Ambu, the daughter of the writer, the mother. She says that, what is this? How can one think that a wolf can be a grandmother? If the wolf will spare us, if the wolf will not eat us, after that our grandma will punish us for this. Then how we can think that our grandmother will look like a wolf? So this was a comment made by Ambu, the daughter of the mother, the daughter of the writer. Now, next passage. Even the youngest was shaking his head in disbelief. Here, youngest is who? Youngest is Venku, who is 3-year-old. Even he is also not happy to listen such comment. He says, yes, this is true, Ambu is right. How can we think that our grandmother will look like a wolf? And we cannot, we can easily differentiate between our grandmother and a wolf. So this is just all bullshit. This is not true, and we should not listen to such things. Grandma don't look like wolf, do they? So here Venku says that, do grandmother look like wolf? Really? He asked. My mother was watching me carefully. I could sense an air of hostility gathering against me. So here the writer is saying that my mother was looking at me. Mother here means the grandmother. The grandmother was the mother of the writer. So she says that my mother was looking at me. That children are right. How could you says that a wolf can look like a grandmother? So here the narrator or the writer is telling us that she was feeling that everyone is against her because nobody believes that a wolf can dress like a grandmother and can exactly look like a grandmother. Of course, grandmothers don't look like the wolves. Forget Red Riding Hood. I will tell you the story of Cinderella. So here, after the remark made by Ambu, what the mother did, mother said, "Okay, I'm not telling this story to Red Riding Hood to you. Now I will narrate a new story to you. That is the story of Cinderella." Next passage. Oh mother, not that simpering idiot who waited all her life for Prince Charming to for Prince Charming to save her. So here Ambu says that please don't, mother, don't tell us. Simmering means foolish. Don't tell us a story about a foolish girl who waited all her life for just a Prince Charming to save her from her stepmother. She could have escaped her stepmother by getting herself a good education and job, said Ambu. How could she have gone to school when she was made to do all the housework by her stepmother? I had her there. So here Ambu says that she was a foolish girl who waited all her life for a boy, for a prince to come and save her. Even she can save herself on her own by getting a good education and a good job, and she can go from there. Now here mother made a comment. Mother says, how can she go to a school? She was allowed only to work at home. She used to do all the household works and she cannot go outside the house. How can she get a good education? She could have gone to night school. Anyway, mother, why are all the drafts person in your stories girls? Who wrote these stories with a gender bias? Ambu asks indignantly. So here, what Ambu says, mother, she can go to night school if she want to study. It is not necessary only day school are allowed. Night school are also there. She can go to the night school. But by the way, mother, tell us why always you tell us a foolish story where girls are the main protagonist. Protagonist mean the main character around which the whole story revolves. So here Ambu is telling her mother that why always you tell us the story which is a gender bias. Why always girl used to suffer? Why not boy suffer? So this was a comment made by Ambu. It was difficult enough trying to keep three children out of mischief by telling them stories. So here mother is thinking that it is very difficult to just engage these children in these story. They are very intelligent. They have so much questions in their mind. I didn't help if one had to be politically correct too. I had to think a story I had to think of a story where the protagonist was male and preferably daft. Now here the uh, mother is thinking in her mind that I cannot win from these children. They are very intelligent. Even if the topics come of politics also, they will win from me. They are so intelligent, so I should now choose a story where male is the main character. Now she gave a suggestion to the children. What? Let us see next. What about Jack and Beanstalk? I have heard that one, said Ramu. That's the one where Jack plant a seed and a very very tall plant grow from it overnight. Now here mother says, now children, tell me, what about the story of Jack and a beanstalk? It's a story where Jack is a main protagonist and he saw a bean, seed of a bean, and that bean and in overnight became a very big plant which has reached the skies also. So here the children are saying, we have listened that, ma. Don't tell us that one. This is the only story where the boy who's a Jack, named Jack, and he plant a seed of a bean, and that bean become a very very big plant, turn into a very very big plant in from it overnight. How it can be possible? So now Janki raises a question again. She says, did Jack use a genetically modified seed? So here she's saying that is he was using a scientifically modified seed which can grow in one night. It was no use. I had to think of something else. What about the old story of Patala Bhairava, where a man wears magic slipper that takes him wherever he wants to go? So now here mother was thinking that I cannot win from these children. There is no use to tell them such stories. Now I have to think something else. And she thinks of a story named Patala Bhairavi. Here Patala Bhairavi is a story where a man wear a magic slipper and these slipper take that man to wherever place he wants to go. Now, now again the children started raising the question. Venku says, who is a 3-year-old boy, he says, how were those sleepers propelled? Propelled means how those sleepers were magically spelled. How? Who did that? So again, a lot of questions were raised by the childrens, and the next question was raised by Ramu. Ramu says, what kind of fuel did he use? Now Ramu asked, tell us mother that which fuel did the sleeper use to travel here and there? I fled. So the last word mother says that I fled means I just get up from there and I went to some other place. That means she was fed up of all such questions asked by the children. So this was your story, Educating Mother, where 4 children named Janaki, Venuku, Ramu and Ambu, who asked so many questions while their mother was telling them a story that she get irritated and at last she fled away from there. So this was the story, Educating Mother. I hope you all have understood this story. Thank you, students.